Deal activity in the Middle East is experiencing something of a resurgence after the lows of 2011. According to merger market data, last year was the highest year for M&A in the region since 2007, with 160 deals valued at just under $21 billion. A flurry of deals in the first part of this year has given advisors a reason to smile once again, but are we witnessing a structural uptick in the deal market, or is M&A driven by restructuring needs? Joining me today is James Reed, partner with law firm Baker McKenzie, who helped establish the law firm's Abu Dhabi practice and is now based in London. Welcome, James.
Thank you.
Now, James, banking has been a big topic in the first few months of the year. I think we've seen about 5 deals coming in. Do you think that that type of activity will continue, or maybe some other sectors too?
I think banking is always an interesting sector. There's significant size of deals, and there's consolidation that will take place in the market in the Middle East. So I think it's always going to be interesting. That said, I think we have to look at it in terms of the global picture, which is that M&A activity is down.
Yeah.
So I don't see this year being a bumper year necessarily in the Middle East. I think the banking sector deals may just be sort of things that have been pent up and have happened now. But I think in terms of other sectors that are going to be active, I think telecoms is always active in the Middle East. So you have a number of big telecoms players that are looking outbound and both within the region. So the Morocco Telecom sale that's going on at the moment, that will lead to some more activity. And healthcare and pharmaceuticals is always an area as well that people show a lot of interest in.
Understood. I take it that you focus quite a bit on energy and infrastructure. What's happening in that domain over the next 12 months?
Yes, so I mean that sector is one that I think is always fairly buoyant in the Middle East market. So when you look at energy, taking that, Iraq is very attractive. It has its security issues, but certainly we're seeing a lot of companies showing interest in Iraq, both in terms of developing the oil fields and the pipelines and transportation infrastructure in order to extract the oil. In infrastructure, I think that there's a general need for infrastructure across the Middle East region. Yeah. Qatar is the hot place really with the World Cup 2022. Advisors are recently on board with the organising committee, so I expect activity in that area, and I expect it's only 9 years away now. There's a huge amount of activity that needs to take place between now and then, so I think Qatar will be a pretty hot market for infrastructure.
Interesting. You've mentioned several countries in the discussion so far. Are you seeing any interesting cross-border trends or perhaps challenges in the region in the coming years that may have to be tackled?
So I think with the region you can split it between the GCC and the remainder, and in that I would include North Africa and Turkey. And I think deals are generally easier to do in North Africa and Turkey, although they have different constraints. So with North Africa there's obviously the political risk. We've been involved in transactions in Egypt, in post-revolution Egypt, so they're still happening. But it's quite a big factor that clients need to look at. Turkey, I think, is a very hot market. Seeing a lot of investment from private equity funds based in Dubai into the Turkish market. It's growing and doing very well. So I think Turkey's a market to look at as well.
Okay. And what about the sort of movers and shakers in the region? Are there any particular type of actors we should keep in mind in the coming years? Sovereign wealth springs to mind.
Yeah, I mean the sovereign wealth funds clearly. So if you look at the likes of Mubadala in the UAE and QIA in Qatar, they're going to continue to be big investors. Mubadala both at home and away. They did a deal in Brazil fairly recently in the recent past, so they're looking at both high growth markets and within their own region. QIA have been very active, particularly in Western Europe. So there was speculation which has been denied regarding Sainsbury's recently, but I think QIA will continue to look at opportunities in the UK market. They bought Harrods, so I think that they're going to be very active, and some of those deals are some of the largest deals that you see coming out of the region.
Very well. Thanks, James.
Thank you.